There are different kinds of death. There is conditional death, there is physical death, and there is spiritual death. Sometimes the enemy might not want to kill you physically. They will kill you conditionally. Conditionally means that everything that seems to give you life and livelihood, they will destroy it. If they find out that this is the helper helping you, they will go and destroy that helper, because they know that if we destroy this helper, you are helpless. There is no longer a new identity. New identity. I came to discover that everything God created, especially the things that he gave life to, one of the characteristics of the fact that that thing has a life in it is that, number one, it must evolve. It will always evolve into a new version of it. It must locomote, or it must move. In fact, in biology those days, we are taught that there are about 12 characteristics of living thing. Number one is movement, so that I can verify whether a man is really alive by the advancement in his life. If I come back 10 years time and still see you in this level you are, is a sign that you are living but yet you are dead. The reason is because you are not expressing the characteristics of a living thing. Because if indeed you are living, the first thing that should happen to you is that you should evolve. You should move. We shouldn't come to this level we saw you yesterday and still see you in that level today. I came to discover that many a times when Satan wants to attack a man's life, he cripples the man so much so that the only thing that is happening in the life of that man is the age. But according to the plan of God for that man, there is no possibility of such. So at every point in our life, we are supposed to have a new identity. A new identity is not something that happens once. It's something that must keep happening. That means that if I see you in this current level you are today, tomorrow I expect to see you in a new level. The Bible said the steadfast of the Lord never ceases. He said his mercies are new every morning. That means that the mercy of the Lord of yesterday is not the same with today. The one of today is not the same with tomorrow. That means that every time you come before the mercies of the Lord, it is new in dimensions. So identity is not something that is static. Identity is something that evolves. Every one of us here was first a seed in the womb of our mother. Is it not true? From seed, which is the formal identity, initial identity, it became a zygote. So it changes from being a seed to a zygote. That is a new identity. From a zygote, it became an embryo, new identity. From an embryo, it became a baby, new identity. From a baby, it started evolving to an adult. So this is the design of God for everything he created. That every time you come before that thing, it should evolve. You shouldn't meet it at the former state. He said, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of the old. Many believers, they are still in their former things. They are still in their things of the old. When was the last time you saw good thing happen for you? When was the last time you danced a good dance? Some of you will tell me 2014. Some of you even tell me 10 years ago. That was the last time you experienced joy. Is a testament that was the time you stopped happening. This is why God now said, I will restore the years. That means that your years can be stolen. It is a possibility that you are in 2024, yet you are living in your yesterday. 10 years was stolen from you. So you are just existing, you are not living yet. According to the plan of God for your life, you are dead but still living. You are just existing. Because if you check the characteristic of a living thing in your life, it's not so. You are paused, you are stagnated, you are not growing. There are stages that God has crafted for you that you have to be emerging. So anyone you emerge into becomes your new identity at that level. But what Satan does is that he will keep you at one stage. So much so that which God has planned for you ahead of time, you will be stunted. So Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature. Because one of the characteristics of a living thing is emergence into a new identity. So the Bible said that when he was a child, 12 years old, we knew him as an intelligent Jesus, but not a powerful Jesus. In fact, at that instance, when he was 12 years old, in my own opinion, he was not yet the Son of God. He became this because the plan, according to the craftings of God, is that at age 30, then he can now be unveiled as a new identity, a dimension of what? Son of God. At that point, at 12, he was still the son of Joseph, the son of Mary. That was his identity at that time. But at 30, the Bible now said when he went to John the Baptist to be baptized, a new identity was now revealed. So much so that if you knew Jesus yesterday before the baptism, you can call him son of Mary, you can call him son of Joseph. But when the hand of God rested upon him by the Holy Ghost, God spoke and said, this is, that means Mary, this is no longer your son. Joseph, this is no longer your son. This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. So Jesus' identity at that time was the Son of God. So if you see him and call him son of Mary, you are wasting your time, because his identity has changed. But when he became the Son of God, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't heal the sick. He couldn't raise the dead. Because at that time, the identity he has was just Son of God. But he needed to enter into another economy of identity. Are you with me now? And that economy was power economy. A new identity that will make for power, make for possibilities, make for prosperity. And so the Holy Ghost entered into him and took him into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. After that temptation, 40 days and 40 nights prayer, the Bible says he came out in the power of the Spirit. He entered full of the Spirit, not power of the Spirit. That means he didn't have the ability to do any miracle at that instance when he entered. But after 40 days and 40 nights, the Bible says he came out in the power. So the new identity of Jesus at that instance was power Jesus. So when he left the mountain or the wilderness, the Bible now said the land of Zebulun, the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, Galilee of the Gentiles. He said those that dwelt in darkness have seen a great light. Wait, what were they seeing before that time? So when Jesus was 12, they were still seeing darkness. When Jesus was 20, they were still seeing darkness. When Jesus was 25, they were still seeing darkness. It was after, even when he was 30, they were still seeing darkness. It was after he left in the power of a new identity. So if you see Jesus of yesterday, you see him now, you say, wow, isn't it amazing? When they now saw him talking, they said, wait, oh, is he not the son of a carpenter? When did he become? May God give you an identity that will shock your enemies.